Hey everybody, what is up? We're doing something a little different today. So I know the recording schedule has been all whacked out for like 85 weeks, and there are reasons for that. I was on a trip, and then I was sick. And this week, decent reason, Matt has a show. So he's well, the show's already over. He already, I think, did it, but I think it went well. But either way, he had to obviously, sorry, I'm gonna adjust the mic here. He had to record for that, and not record. I record. He doesn't record. Well, he does record with me, but he rehearses. I know words. I've got all the words. Got the best words. Yeah. So he had rehearsed and stuff for that. So I figured this week we would just do something a little old fashioned. Go back a little. Remember all those days when it was just me and you. It was just the two of us, and then it all went to hell. I firmly blame me for that. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna be kind of like Jesus, it was a while ago, but it's gonna be kind of like a while ago when we did when we did like a podcast. So I've got some stuff to talk about, and I'm gonna talk about it. But first, let's talk about this. What are we playing? We're playing Pokemon Leaf Green. Yeah, whatever. Pokemon. Pikachu. Pika-P. I got this. Professor Oak. I know that guy. Whoops. Crap. Wrong button. Help. Nope. No, I don't need help. Hello there. Glad to meet you. Blah, blah. I'm a Pokemon. My name's Oak. Blah, blah, blah. I don't pay attention to anybody. I don't even know my own grandson's name. I'm keeping this animal hostage. I don't even use it for battling. Yeah, so this is Oak. Whatever. Everyone knows Pokemon. I'm not going to bother. You know all the things. Am I a boy or am I a girl? I'm a girl. Duh. All right, let's do this. What was my name? I don't know. What is my name? My name is Matt. My name is Matt, the young lady. And Matt's gonna go on some adventures. Okay. So, yeah, we're playing Pokemon. I love Pokemon. This is like my favorite series. How do you not know your own grandson's name? That is pathetic. Also, these are weird names. I don't know what I'm gonna call them. Like when you're a kid, you name this guy all sorts of swear words. You call him a fuckface and all that. But I'm wondering, this guy was something more. I'm older. I'm grown up. I'm mature. What about something that everyone hates? No, that doesn't work. Taxes, death. I don't know. Let's see. What's his name? Blank. I don't know. I'll be honest, people. I'm totally blanking here on what to name this person. I don't do real names. He's going to be the Majestic Comma Man. All right. His name is Comma Chameleon. Yeah, so we're going to do this. So everyone knows Pokemon. I'm not going to bother with this. I love Pokemon a lot. I've been playing Pokemon basically since Pokemon Red. I will admit, though, I took a brief break. Yes, okay, I want to draw the potion. There's always a potion in here. There's not always a potion, just often a potion. Hold on. Got to go to the text and make the text go faster. Yeah, I played Red, Silver, I played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and then at that point I just kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. And I picked it up again with like X and Y, but I was playing them on emulators sometimes. Don't tell anybody, just between you and me. Yeah, so I was doing that on occasion. I mean, I was not doing that. It was obviously a joke for anybody that's listening. But if it weren't a joke, that's how I was doing that for a long time. So I played a lot of Pokemon games. I love Pokemon. But yeah, so I figured we'd do this because I know let me think. Because I know Gen 1 and Gen 2 really well. I could play those games blindfolded. Yeah, you don't get to go first because your granddad can't remember your name. You are unloved and no one cares about you. Which one's Squirtle? Squirt! We're gonna do this. Alright. I fucking love Squirtle. Well, I love a War Turtle, but Squirtle evolves from War Turtle. We're gonna call this guy Quark. I like Quark. I think Quark is solid. It's a good name. It's interesting. You're gonna wonder about Quark when you hear about Quark. I have all sorts of questions about Quark. Yeah, so that's why I decided I would play this game for this little podcasty thing, because you know that. All right, so let me actually get into the stuff we're gonna talk about today. Number one, everybody's fucking favorite thing right now: loot boxes. So, all right, let's. I'm just gonna assume that you, my dear friend, whom I love oh so much, has been living in Iraq or doesn't care about games, and you just turned in to hear the melodious sound of my voice and Matt's voice. You also could like his voice, but he's not here, so sucks to be you, I guess. Really, you're the loser in this particular situation. That's right. I opened up with a tail whip. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Yeah, I know. God, just shut up. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So let's talk all about loot boxes. All right. So, what are the important things to know about loot boxes? All right, so let's go over the concept real quick. The general idea behind a loot box is that basically, in a game, like, let's say this game. Let's say in Pokemon, you had the ability to, if it was an online thing, it was connected to a store. Let's say that I had the ability to pay like $1, and then for that $1, I get a selection of 3 random items in the game. It could be like a potion, like an antidote, or like a paralyzed heal, or perhaps something rare. You know, perhaps like a rare candy, or perhaps even an Ultra Ball or a Master Ball. And so that's how it works. God, I keep hitting the L button. So in that case, you know, like you're not exactly sure exactly what you're getting. You have like kind of an idea of what you're getting, but you obviously don't, like, you know, positive. You don't know. It's a tatter. Oh, I'm gonna mess this tatter up. You know, actually, Eradicate isn't bad. As far as Pokemon go, for those of you who are interested in Pokemon, not really high attack, but a very high speed. And it learns some moves like Super Fang and Hyper Fang, which are pretty good. And you can actually get like a pretty good, basically a 1-2 punch, a kind of Mon, as I like to call them. But anyway, so okay, so I was doing loot boxes. All right, so there you go. We have the idea of a loot box, and you might think, all right, well, you know, there's nothing exactly wrong with that. It's like playing a claw machine, kind of. You know, you have an idea of the things you want, but God knows if you're ever actually grab them. But what is the controversy around these things? Well, there's a few issues. One, it vaguely resembles gambling, and even though games, unlike tricks, are not only for kids, kids do play a lot of games, and kids are very susceptible to this stuff. It's why we don't it's why we don't advertise cigarettes on kids shows anymore. Fun fact: the Flintstones had ads for Winston cigarettes in the middle of the show. They would just like take a break and be like, "Oh, hey Barney, we're having a good time there. What's exactly you're doing?" "Oh, well, Fred, I tell you, like I'm smoking this fine Winston cigarette. Boy, it makes all these stone things and the dinosaurs around me go down smooth." And then Fred's like, "Shut up, Barney," and he kills Barney with a T-Rex. Eats Barney, because I mean, who knows exactly if Fred is a Homo sapien. He could be a Neanderthal. In that case, it's just survival of the fittest. And then he would enjoy those fine Winston cigarettes and such. But so that is an issue. That's an issue with the boxes of loot. A lot of kids play games. Kids are easily deceived because their minds are still full of hope and wonder, and they haven't really grasped what a cruel, screaming, hellish, awful, just tear-inducing nightmare of the world really is. Yeah, so there's that. Also, if you have a problem with gambling, I'm willing to bet that loot boxes don't exactly help that in any way. So there you go. So there's blah. So there's blah. So there's some controversy there. As like an idea. Sorry, I took notes for this because I got a lot of shit. Yes, so there's all that stuff. All right, so in case anyone doesn't know what's happening in Pokemon, I have a thing called the Pokedex, and I'm supposed to go catch all 151 of the Pokemon, even though in this game there's more. But, fun fact, I don't ever do that, because that is like not the fun part of this game for me. The fun part of Pokemon is the raising and the battling. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna grab some stuff. I'm gonna train a little bit. I'm gonna get some good moves, and then we're gonna go through Viridian Forest, and then we're going to Pewter City. But I'll keep talking about loot boxes for now while I'm training, because who the hell cares, really, right? Great, so good. I'm level 7. I'm the best at this game. I'm so good. Okay, so talking about loot boxes. All right. The other kind of issue with them is kind of an ongoing thing that's been an issue, I think, for the last couple of years of games, is that the concept of like owning a game has kind of like crashed in a weird sort of way, because basically nowadays you never really own like a full game unless it's from Nintendo, and even then you still have the Amiibers or whatever the hell they're called. You don't, it's, I really hate to do this, but it's not like the old days when you used to buy a game, take it home, install it, or in the case of if you had a console, put the damn thing in the console and then just play it. It's you do that, but then in like 2 months they're gonna have some other thing for you to download, or even worse, it's like games as a service, basically, where like stuff just keeps coming out in the game, and you just keep paying for it. So it's not like, oh, I bought Elder Scrolls 10. I bought like 1/18 of what Elder Scrolls 10 will eventually be, and I have to keep buying the rest of it in order to play it. It's even worse if you have any kind of online game, like sorry, like if you play like any sort of online game. If they add any expansions or anything, everybody moves. Like everyone moves with the expansions. Where'd you find a Weedle, dude? We're in the middle of a fucking road. There's no Weedles here. There's no tall grass. You can't fool me, old man. Anyway, sorry everybody. It was a long day of work. What am I talking about? Yeah. So that concept has kind of fallen by the wayside, and really loot boxes, and I suppose actually, like all microtransactions in general are just kind of like that. They kind of mess with that ideal. God, shut up, shut your face. Nobody cares. I've played Pokemon. I'm not 6. All right. Do I have the running shoes yet? Oh, no, I don't. So slow. All right. Not gonna. Sorry, I don't know why I went down to the center. I need to actually go here because I need some Pokeballs. So, all right. We have covered the idea of the loot box. We've somewhat, there's always more to cover about the controversy. We kind of covered the controversy. So, all right, what's next? Like, how do they work typically? Or let me not how they work. Like, what kinds of loot boxes are there? Well, there's a whole bunch. There's one where stuff is only cosmetic, like say in Overwatch, where you get skins, or you get emotes, or like a voice line, or like an intro or outro bit if you win a play of the round. No, I'm kidding. I know it's play of the game. I used to play Overwatch a little bit. So achieve that kind of stuff, and you can pay for them. However, the loot boxes can also be earned through just playing the game, like experience after like X number of matches or whatever, depending on if you win or lose. I've played Overwatch since like season 2, so I'm a little off on the mechanics. That's basically the idea. You got those ones, but and then in some, though these are a little rare, you actually know the exact odds, the exact odds of the stuff in the boxes. So I know that I have a 10% chance of grabbing a paralyzed heal if this game had them, for instance. This game has paralyzed heals, not this game had loot boxes. Obviously, you knew that. I did not need to explain that. So you have that kind of idea. But the most common one, and I think the one that people get the most mad at, or the most common method that people get angry with, is that in most games, I don't know what it is. Loot boxes take a very long time to earn in game, and then of course, it's the last but not least. Don't kill me. All right, I didn't die. Nice. And last but not least, the items actually affect your progression in the game, and that's kind of an issue because it creates a pay to win situation. Because I mean, obviously, in that method, whoever has the most amount of cash to blow on these loot boxes can just keep buying them until they buy all the stuff, you know, that they want, all the items that are the best, or the weapons, or, you know, all that nonsense, which is obviously bad. I mean, no one wants a pay-to-win scenario in these games. It's best avoided for everybody. Yeah, and so there you go. You got yourself like an okay idea of loot boxes. So talking about them, what are some common games that have a lot of shit going on with loot boxes right now? Well, there is Battlefront 2, though I don't know if people are still playing that. It came out a while ago, and people got very mad about it. There is more recently Destiny 2, which I've actually played a fair amount of, so I can speak to that one a little more. And that game does have some serious issues with loot boxes and kind of microtransactions in general. Metapod, so useless. But here's a fun fact, people. For those of you who, I don't know, play Pokemon, if you for some reason have never played Pokemon and you want handy info for training, I don't know who you are, but I'm speaking right to you right now. That's right, Steve and/or Stacy. How did I know both your names? I've never actually met anybody named Stacy, but Stacy, if you're out there and you're listening to this information is for you. A Pokemon like Metapod are great because they're evolved, and so they give you more experience. But obviously, with Metapod, it has no attacks, and it has very weak special defense. Meaning, if you're training a Pokemon with strong special attack stats, it's a really easy way to just like churn through Metapods, and you end up gaining a fair amount of experience fairly fast. And then you get all that good stuff. So, you know, everyone likes that. Yeah, anyway. Some other games that have some loot boxes that people have complained about. Overwatch is actually one that people have complained about. Not as much as the rest of them, because as previously mentioned, all the loot boxes are cosmetic. But, however, people still care a lot about it. And I can understand why. There's a lot of repeats in Overwatch of stuff you get. What else? You can still buy the boxes with cash. Yeah, I don't know. But obviously, people have complaints about it. Let's just put it that way. Sorry, my thing keeps scrolling down. I don't know why, and I keep missing it. All right, so people, here we are on the raggedy edge. We're sitting here, we've got all these loot boxes. What do we do? You know, like, how do we deal with this? Now, obviously, like, I'm no master of anything. I can't tell you, you know, oh, we should just do X and it's solved. But if I were that kind of guy, I would say that we should look at games who have shall we say, the fewest amount of complaints. Fewest amount of complaints around the boxes. So, so in that case, it's basically who has a few complaints. Well, I'd go with Overwatch actually. Overwatch has super low complaints comparatively to the other ones about how the loot boxes work. So that's pretty good, right? Because in the case of Overwatch, they are only cosmetic, so that they don't affect gameplay or progression, which is the most important thing. Like, your loot boxes should not actually affect. They should not have like actual loot in them in the old school, you know, like the RPG sense of actual stuff that you'd want to keep playing the game. What they should probably have is more skins and that kind of jazz. Because then if you're like me and you don't really care about the skins, you can just ignore them and you can just play the game and enjoy it. But if you care about the skins, then chances are you're going to earn them over time through the game. So it's not quite as bad. But that being said, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be cynical about this. I don't think they're going away. I don't think they're going away anytime soon. And the reason is just because people keep buying, man, and people won't stop buying. So, you know what? And also, here's probably the other answer. Most people probably don't care. For most people, it's just like a thing in the game, and they just move on, and it just does not matter in their life. Metapod, can you do something else? You're just so boring for these fine people. Unlike Quark. Quark is delightful. Look at him spewing out bubbles at your face. Everyone loves that guy. Well, why can't you be more like Quark, Metapod? Okay, so moving on. Yeah, so people will keep buying these loot boxes. So I think they're going to be around for a long time. I mean, maybe something will change. Trainer. Maybe something will change. I mean, at the very least, with Battlefront 2, there was a very big a furor, not furor, furor? How do you? I realized I did not know how to pronounce that word. Furor. I think that's how you spell it. It's like a big hubbub, a big how do you do about the whole deal. So that was a thing, and in fact, it was there was such a hullabaloo about the whole deal that for a while they actually changed how they're doing the transactions. I don't know if it was permanent. I'll be honest with you. I did not keep up with it at all past the initial burst of news and outrage. Oh, fuck off! All right, now I'm poisoned. Yeah. So I didn't really keep up with the nonsense. Do I have an antidote in here? Boy, I do not. Okay. Can I take him? All right, I can take one more hit. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm a little boned. Actually, if I can find an antidote. Alright, where's an antidote? I used to play this game so much. Okay, so I take 3, so I'm going to heal myself, definitely. Yes, I did not follow it past that point, so I don't know if they went back to doing their old thing. I'll be honest, I'm willing to bet that they did. But the point still stands. People raised... God damn it. People raised enough hell that something actually happened with it. But that has only really happened once that I've seen it, and it seems like every game pretty much has them these days. I mean, I guess the new Assassin's Creed. I mean, Assassin's Creed. In fact, they fucking all have them. Like every game has them. So that's my point. Like, well, we're kind of beyond the pale as far as like the idea of these things being in games goes. They are going to be in games. They're going to continue to be in games, unless people radically alter other shopping habits, which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see happening. So that's kind of that. We're gonna have loot boxes, and they kind of suck. But if you're smart, you can actually you can use them in a non-offensive manner, and people can begrudgingly accept them. Okay. So I think there's a potion. Not a potion. I think there's an antidote up here. I'm not positive, so I'm gonna go have a look. Because every 3 steps or something, my Pokemon's gonna take some poison damage. Ah, there we go. I think that's an antidote. Please be an antidote. Boom! Oh, who? Yeah, that's right. Who knows this game? This guy. Sometimes. I got lucky that time. I have not actually played Red in a while. I mostly play Silver and such because I love Pokemon Silver. It is the definition to me of what a sequel should be. Every aspect of the original game was improved and expanded. There was not one area where they subtracted something. Whatever. I will talk about that later. All right. So, yeah, we have loot boxes and they suck. Everybody hates them, but they're going to be around for a while, so I get used to them. Were I you? Or you could just, you could just be like me and just don't buy any game ever when it comes out. So, are you really Pokemans? This is what you're going to do to me? You're going to make me do this again? All right, so I'm going to have to head back to town probably. I'm sorry, people. I was really hoping to save you the effort, but I don't have the running shoes yet, so I just got to do this. Yeah, that's loot boxes. But, whatever. I mean, gaming is a rich tapestry of mistakes. I'm sure loot boxes would just be added to the list. Ooh, I might not survive this gym battle. Not gym battle, it's a trainer battle. I might not survive this trainer battle. I have 14 health. I lose 3 every turn. I actually probably lose more now. Do I lose more? Let's find out. Oh, wait. Here's the moment. Moment of truth. Come on. Okay, 3. All right, I lose 3. So I got 4 turns left where I won't die. Yep. All right. 3 turns left where I'm not going to die. Oh, wait. I'm going to gain some health when I kill this guy because I'm about to level up. Whatever, I'll figure it out. I'll die or I won't die. Might actually just be easier to die at this point, because otherwise I gotta walk all the way back. Alright, well, I'll probably die in this battle. Maybe I'm very lucky to be able to kill this Kakuna before I go. But, that was loot boxes. So let's move on to something maybe a little bit brighter. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of unknown, so I don't know if it's brighter, but it could be. Let's talk about some games that are coming out that I have my eye on. There's only really 2 right now. 1, Anthem, which I'm sure will provoke some mixed feelings among the base of this show. It's so gigantic and big, it's millions of people, that you're gonna die, Squirtle. Squirtle died. All right, we're gonna go back. Yeah, how did I lose money? I was like, oh no, my pet died. Take $10, the ground. And then I ran away. Yeah, whatever, nurse. You're not the boss of me. I mean, you are because you have my Pokemon. Without my Pokemon, I'm absolutely nothing. So you are in a way God, but still. So let's talk about Anthem. What is Anthem? All right, for those of you who don't know, BioWare, the company of Mass Effect and the Knights of the Old Republic and even older game fame, are making a game. It's called Anthem. You are in a robot suit of some kind. There are a variety of different robot suits you can wear. They have cool guns and rockets and such, and you fly around and explore this kind of ruined Earth, and you do quests, I guess. I don't really know much past that. Not a lot's out about the game, which is probably why I'm still actually vaguely interested in it, because there's almost 0 things out about it right now. But I like the idea of flying around, and I am a sucker. I'm a sucker. Oh, I should have bought some antidotes. Well, whatever. I am a sucker for most games that hand me some kind of robot suit. I just like that stuff. And I don't know. The game, from what I've seen of the very brief gameplay, which I'm sure is like the tiniest slice of this game that they actually got to work in time for whatever E5 or whatever they presented it at. Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be what the game is. It's not going to look as nice, but either way, still looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's got robot suits. It's got flying. I mean, it's got classes. It's got BioWare stuff, and BioWare, though they've had some rough times as of late with Dragon Age Inquisition and Mass Effect Andromeda, which, I mean, I could talk more about Andromeda. I actually thought it was alright. I know a lot of people hated it, but I thought it was alright. But they've had kind of a hard time. This game presents a very interesting opportunity. A whole series of questions pop up, like what's BioWare going to do with this? Are they going to go back to being more, story heavy and dialogue heavy and actually making pretty good games? Or are they just going to keep doing the same thing they're doing where they just, like, they have games that have like these little hints of stuff that's amazing and then a lot of stuff that's like, eh. So it just kind of averages out to like, eh, but you're still mad at it because it showed you that it could be more. It's like it's like that. So they have that stuff, and all that looks pretty cool. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm interested, right? I'm a consumer. I want to consume. This seems like the kind of thing I would not mind consuming. What are my stats like? And I haven't looked. Oh, damn. It's not actually bad. I got pretty good attack and special attack. All right. This Pokemon probably has okay IVs for those people who really know their Pokemon. But all that stuff sounds great. But how about the bad stuff? Well, let's talk about this. We don't know anything about the content. I know zero things about the content of this game, other than there are some robot suits, some flying, and, they did that thing in the video where they have, like, your team and they all speak to each other in weird kinds of ways. Like, oh, I'll cover my 6 while I do this thing, and then in reality, you just be like, hey, Stacy, I shoot that guy in the face, and she'd be like, it's already done, you idiot, and then you'd feel bad because you weren't paying attention because you don't really care about this game as much as Stacy does, but she's your friend, so you're playing it anyway because, Stacy's your friend, you gotta hang out with your friends, right? Yeah, so there's that stuff. We don't know anything about the content, and more specifically, the end game content, because most games have some stuff, and, oh god, I'm already boned. Most games have some stuff. Do you have a potion? No, you're probably just someone to train against. Well, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna train against you. Probably die. And if I die again, then I can just go back and I can grab some more potions. So it seems pretty alright to me. Yeah, so the end game content. We don't know anything about that, and that is where a lot of games fall through. The Division, for a long time, was totally hamstrung by its just utter lack of interesting end game content. Destiny 2 kind of has that problem right now, where, like, you get to the end and you're like, I don't really know what to do, because everything's boring. I mean, tons of other MMOs and RPGs have had that issue, and that's kind of my real worry, that this will be more MMO than RPG. I mean, obviously, it's not an MMO exactly, because they've kind of stopped, not like they stopped making those, but they don't really make those the same way they used to, in like, oh, there's a WoW kind of game that everybody plays. I mean, obviously, everyone still plays WoW. That's why. Yeah. I mean, off topic, but isn't WoW like the most interesting story on the planet? Like, how often, besides like Doom, how often do you have a game come along and just like totally change, like, not like the genre or anything, but totally just dominate the genre to such a point at which, like, no, it's World of Warcraft or like almost nothing. There's like 5 other MMOs that manage to persist. There's Guild Wars, which the only reason Guild Wars survive is because it's not really like WoW at all. They're doing something totally different. And then there's EVE Online, which is the game if you like spreadsheets in your life. And I have enough spreadsheets in my life, thank you very much. So, there's that. Whatever, off topic, wow. So, in-game content, we're not sure about that. What else? What other kind of issues? All right. As we were just talking about earlier, there could be crazy microtransactions. There could be loot boxes up the wazoo. For all you know, all your friends who have money are going to buy a loot box, and they're going to have the super awesome, the Mega Robot suit that's got the, the ass blaster and the god knows what. And you'll be stuck with, like, an actual piece of tin taped to your butt. And that's all you got. You just, a tin butt. And who the hell wants a tin butt? I don't want a tin butt. So that could happen. You can have crazy, awful microtransactions that are super exploitative and really annoying to earn or something. And then, just not in terms of microtransactions, in terms of, like, basically all loot and, like, loot boxes. Yeah, Okay, so I am like guaranteed. Okay, God, I'm not trying to talk to you. I think I'm pretty guaranteed to be boned here. So I don't have any berries, right? All right. Yeah. So this Pokemon's gonna die before I make it. Unless there's even there's an antidote down at the end of this. I don't have the thing. I think I'm just gonna try to die again. Yeah, I'm pretty boned here. So we'll do that. Yes. So there you go. There are some problems. There's also, frankly, it's. I mean, this could just be because I'm me and I've been playing these games. But ooh, how much health do I have left? Can I? Here's the real Pokemon thing. Can I make this? Ooh, 4. I can make this. Potion. Oh, you know what? We might be able to. I might be able to make it out of here. Let's find out. We're gonna go have ourselves a little trip. Ooh, he likes me. So there's a fun thing for you. If you're playing the 3rd gen of Pokemon, if you're playing the 3rd gen, basically, you may on occasion notice like after you hand your Pokemon a potion or antidote, as you give them to him, they'll kind of like come towards the screen. If you see that, it means that it means that your Pokemon's affection towards you has grown, and isn't that a fantastic little thing to have? It's like, oh, Pokemon likes me. That makes me happy. Ooh, not bad. Might be able to. I mean, I don't think the issue is I don't think I can actually make it to the Pokemon Center in the other town. Real shame, cause yeah, I only got very lucky, I guess. So there you go. So off topic, back to Anthem. So a big concern of mine, and other people share this, but it looks a lot like Destiny 2. There's like there's some kind of like last town that you're in, and all your quests take place outside said last town. So it's like, yeah, a little worried. A little bit spooked about this. All right, lost 2. Let's see how I do this. Let's see. Oh, saved 1 there. I don't think these guys offer me anything, so I'm just keep going. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, might be like this. 2. Oh, look at that. Wait. Oh, wait. I'm going to see how much health I got. Boom. 2 health left. Just made it. Alrighty. So we're gonna help our Pokemons. You may have also noticed I've not caught any other Pokemon. That's just because in the beginning, at least in the let me phrase this. There aren't a lot of Pokemon like around here that I particularly like. I don't mind like a Pidgey because I really like a Pidgeotto. But I'm just gonna buy my usual like kit of stuff I buy just to have this. All right, I forgot in this game you have like no money when you start out, right? All right, well there you go. Got some potions, got some other stuff. All right, we're gonna keep going. Anthem looks a fair amount like the aforementioned D2, and I'm a little worried about that because I think that's one of the least interesting parts of that game is that you're not like stuck in this one city. You travel places, but it's more interesting when there's just more stuff to do, more places to go, whatever, all that jazz. So there you go. There's some worries. We don't really know a lot about that stuff, but that's all. That's stuff I'm worried about. So how about the stuff I'm actually kind of hopeful for? 1, actually engaging solo play. I don't have friends. Let me phrase that. I don't have a lot of friends who play games, especially on PC, or frankly, if they play games on PC, we don't tend to play the same kind of games. So I don't really have a lot of people I can like party up with and do that whole jazz. Like it's usually just me. So the games I tend to like best are the online game. Well, if I have to play an online game, is an online game that has an engaging single player base. Like The Division actually works pretty well, all by yourself. They added a fair amount of like more solo-oriented content, which is fun. I like that stuff. So that's something I'm hopeful for. One, if there's not, if the solo stuff is not very good, I'm hoping for like a strong matchmaking process and just, or I guess, strong teaming up process. It can be in terms of PvP. It can be matchmaking in terms of PvE, in terms of the other people you play with. Often these games have kind of poor services like that, so I'm kind of hoping for something decent. Yeah, this gym is a joke, by the way. Like, if you pick Squirtle or I think Bulbasaur, this gym is just like I hardly had to train. You just like walk through it and you win. Yeah, you did take me for granted, and I kicked the shit out of you, Brock. You deserve that. You deserve that. You deserve that for leaving Ash and Misty after the first season of the show. You of all people should know what it's like to be abandoned. Anyway, it's because his dad abandoned them and all the kids in the show, and he has to take care of all his siblings and be the gym leader. Rock Tomb, hey, which actually is not bad. That's actually a pretty good move. Yes, I'm very gifted. Thank you. I'm gonna go now. So that's something I'm hopeful for. Well, some stuff I'm hopeful. One thing I also would like a community of features, which may seem strange for someone who has said that they don't really have friends in these games, but a good community or a good community UI and features and all that can really help. Like, it can help like actually build you friends in those games. Like, for instance, I long ago actually used to play some MMOs. I played because I'm weird, Final Fantasy 11, which I loved. Thought the game was fantastic. I fucking loved that game. And you know what? I actually made friends online whom I played that game with, because that game had very strong stuff that there was chatting options, there were places to hang out with, you could buy houses, you can make guilds easy, all that stuff. It was very easy to play that game alone and make friends. So I'm hoping that Anthem has something like that too. Thank you for the running shoes, Mom. You are nice. Now I'm super fast. Look at my hair go. So quick. All right, now I can run everywhere like I've always wanted to. So there you go. That would be nice. Community features really built the game as on that note. Not really on that note. But something else I like is a variety of play styles. I've been playing Destiny 2. Well, I've not been playing. I've been playing a whole lot of it super recently, but I was for a while playing a lot of it. And the downside of that game is that there's not really different play styles exactly. You know, there's some weapons that are different, but all the classes pretty much play the same way. In fact, the classes' abilities and strengths are like very similar, which means that as you play through the game and you're playing the different classes, like, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you'll have one that you prefer, but on the whole, they're kind of all the same. Yes, it's time for one of my favorite freaking Pokemons. Evolve, Squirtle, do it, become a war turtle. It's not war turtle, it's war turtle for some reason. I don't know why. But look at that, look at how cute it is. It's got little fangs and look at her little, is it a her? Is it he or her? I don't know my opinion on my Pokemon's gender. It's a he. Look at Quark's little ears and his little tail. It's a big poof. It's like, oh, so cute. I love this Pokemon. It is like top 3 for me. My top 3 Pokemon, for those of you wondering, are Umbreon, Haunter, and War Turtle. And there are some other that I like as you kind of head down the list, but those are the main ones. Yeah, let's keep talking. It would be, oh damn it, you saw my move. It would be great in Anthem if they actually had like unique ways to play this game. I'm gonna say kind of unlikely because games don't really seem to do that anymore. But if it did, it would be cool. And last but not least, good PvE. PvP is all right. Like it can be fun a little while, take a little break and play other people. But I play games to play the game, not really to play against other people exactly. So it'd be great if it just had a really strong PvE. I mean, and this does not mean a campaign exactly. I mean, like, let's see. What's I'm trying to think of an online game that has pretty good PvE. You don't really need anything else for. Dark Souls, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure if that counts. That is clearly a mainly PvE game, but it has both things. It has online features, PvP and PvE, and the PvE is like the main thing, which I think that's how it should be. Because if you have any online, any sort of multiplayer game, the base will eventually die. There are no games which everybody is going to play forever. So I think it's better to make games that stand on their own without the online experience, and then based around that, you do something else. Oh damn, you actually did some damage, Rat-a-tatter. Too bad you got messed up anyway. Boom. Can't mess with Quark. Quark has messed you up. Ooh, look at Quark's stats. Quark is okay. Yeah, so there you go. That's Anthem. That's the stuff in general I'm hoping for. I mean, who knows, obviously. God knows what's going to happen with any of these games at any point. That's just how games work these days. Everyone's just... I mean, you know how it is. Like every game that comes out, it starts out great, and then in the year when it comes out, it's just like, ugh, really? And they added a bunch of crap that's garbage, and they took away a bunch of stuff that you liked, and, everything's just sadness. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just mad at the world. Who knows? Let me go back and heal real quick. So, that's that one. And, on that same note, also, by BioWare, interestingly enough, they're making a new Dragon Age game. I read about it on the Kotaku by, Jason Schrader. Jason Schaefer. I don't know. Anyway, but he wrote a book, actually, that I'm meaning to get, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, that I'm meaning to buy, actually. It looked pretty cool. It's all about the game industry. He talks about some games that failed, some games that succeeded. It looks very interesting. But he had a piece recently on, it was kind of on Anthem and BioWare in general, and kind of where they're aiming the bulk of their efforts right now. From just sum it up from the article, it's mainly on Anthem, some on the unnamed Dragon Age project. I'm not really sure what that's gonna be, but let's fucking talk about Dragon Age. I like Dragon Age a lot. I loved Dragon Age Origins, and yes, I even love Dragon Age 2. I'm one of those people. There are like 5 of us out there, but damn it, we know it's a great game. Yes, there are some things about it that are bad and stupid. The environments are basically reused like 1,000,000 times. There's that. I'm sure there's other stuff that people didn't like about it, but that's kind of like the main complaint I get. And then it was kind of rushed, I guess. But here's the thing. You know what that game actually has? An engaging fucking story. You know why? Because it focuses on a small group of people in one city. It has stakes that are understandable and clearly visible. Your character progresses throughout the game as you do things in a manner, and people treat you differently. The world changes around you. You go from being like, you go from being an actual refugee of, for instance, of the Blight in Dragon Age Origins, to being the champion of Kirkwall, which is this place in the Free Marches. The Free Marches or the Free Marshes? I'm never sure. I think it's the Free Marches. That sounds better. But what the hell do I know? But anyway, you do that, and stuff changes around you, and the world is different because of your actions, and it is clearly visible. Also, fantastic side characters with depth and interesting stories and struggles, and you have side characters you like and who you agree with, and side characters who you don't agree with. But both of those paths change how those characters, how the characters work in combat. Not much, to be fair. Just like I think there's some more damage stuff, or perhaps there's whole other tracks of like skills they level up. But it's a game that like holds up in terms of like if you move a part, the other parts move in sync. That's how games should work. It's not like fucking Skyrim where you go and you become the archmage and then you're walking around some town. They're like, hey, you do some magic. You should go become the arch. You should go join the Mages Guild as you're wearing like the archmage robes. And you're also the king of Skyrim, and you're also in charge of, you know, the companions and the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood all at once because, yeah, I'm totally that talented of a human being. Or elf, or cat person, whatever the hell you might be in your Elder Scrolls fantasy world. I'm not here to mess with that. You deserve whatever fantasy you constructed, my friend. But that's my point. I love Dragon Age 2 because I think it's a fantastic, wonderful game. I think it's fun. I think the combat's enjoyable. I think the story is engaging. I think the other side characters are great. Like, the one knock I can give it is that, off the top of my head, I haven't played it in a few years. I'm sure if I picked up the game and I played it again, I'd have some other stuff I didn't like. But the major knock for me is just, the environments are reused. But that doesn't really matter to me that much. Yeah, it didn't really matter. But so there you go. I like those games. I did not like Dragon Age Inquisition a lot. I'm actually currently in the process of actually replaying it to see if I can actually fucking do the main quest for once. Because that game is just an MMO wrapped in a Dragon Age skin. It's basically just textured. Like, 85% of your quests are these stupid, like, collect 10, you know, I don't know, collect 10... a dragon of 4 skins and bring it to this person, you get like a tiny bit of experience. But the stuff about that's good. The companions are interesting. The combat's pretty fun. So there's stuff about it that's good. But there's a lot about it that I just is so MMO-y, and it takes forever to get going, and it's so like fetch questy, and the areas are too big. So you look at them and you want to do all these quests, but if you actually do all the quests, you just get burned the fuck out on the area. So it's like, what's the point? In fact, I still remember this because this really stuck with me as like a failure on their part. And that, I'm sorry, that's a harsh word. If there's anyone at BioWare listening, apologize. I'm not trying to say you guys made a bad thing. I'm sure that you were under a lot of pressure. You didn't have time. Could have been a management thing. Tons of stuff could happen. I'm sure it was not your fault. I'm sure that you did not plan for the game to be this way. But ugh, sorry. I was on a bit of a rant there. I in fact built up quite the head of steam. Speaking of steam, let me have some water. Okay, so in like the first real area of that game is called the Hinterlands. It's like a mountainous kind of area, and there's a lot of quests. And I remember one of the first pieces of advice I saw, Kotaku has these things, has these things whenever some game comes out called like 10 things to know before you start, I don't know, whatever, game, right? So there you go, 10 things to know before you start. And like the first thing on that list was leave the Hinterlands. Like, leave the starting area. And that, to me, seems like a huge failure on the part of the game. A game's starting area should draw you in for a short amount of time and then kind of push you on your way. For instance, if you're playing... let me do this real quick. Let me bite, because that's a pretty good move. For instance, if you're playing, I don't know, what's a game that's recent that did this pretty well? There's a problem, like, I don't play any goddamn recent games. I'm trying to think of a game that has areas. Okay, I'll just go with an RPG, because you kind of have to have some kind of RPG in order to figure things out. Let's go Dragon Age Origins. Let's make this simple. So, the starting area in Dragon's Age Origins, it depends on your class. But you know what? We'll even ignore that. Let me ignore that starting age. The real starting age of Dragon Age is, I'd say, is probably Ostagar. Ostagar is a place you go and you meet some important characters, and a huge thing happens that really changes your character and how you go through the game. Like, a lot of stuff gets set up there. It's the real big, the jumping off point of that game. So, you're in Ostagar. Ostagar is not that big. And there are for sure things to do. There's a whole slew of quests you can take, but they're kind of small. You don't have to go that far. They're quick little things that can be over in a conversation or two. There's some options there for kind of role playing your character a little bit if you're into that. You can get some experience, some items, some weapons. You can learn some new stuff about the world, yada yada yada. But you will quickly exhaust that, and the game says, okay, here's where you actually have to go. Head to that place, please. And you'll go there, and then the game continues. Clefairy, why did you use Encore if I'm using a move that damages you? That is stupid. You have a trainer, you should know better. Sorry, I've been talking a while. I know my jaw's getting sore. I've been jawing too much. Kill me now. So, there's an issue with that game right off the bat. The starting area is too big. There's too much to do, and the game does not explain to you, at least clearly or adequately enough, that you should leave that place very fast. Like, you should head there, do like a small amount of stuff, and bail. But that's my point. Games have to be designed. You have to. I mean, whatever. I've never designed a game. I mean, I'm not gonna say shit about games. I've never designed a game. I don't know jack about it. It's probably extremely hard, and I'm just saying stupid stuff. But that's my point. Whatever. In Dragon Age Origins, not Origins, Dragon Age Inquisition, the starting area is annoying and bad, and they should change it. So, I am hoping for this next game, leading into what I am going to talk about. I'm hoping for this next game. Oh wait, this is not a great matchup for me. Is Steel strong against Dark yet? Yes, okay. Oh, but you've no defense, so whatever. Fuck it then. Actually, but if you're not weak against water, I'll use that. I don't think you have any special defense. Yes, confused. You know, I never got why the confusion thing has the stuff with birds. Like, what's that come from? Why are there birds when you're confused? I mean, it's a classic thing in cartoons and all that, but where did it come from? You know, always interesting stuff. You gotta wonder how things came to be, right? You can't just have all your stuff and be like, oh, this is my stuff, it's done. Always gotta wonder. You suck, Voltorb. You are so garbagey. I'm gonna wreck you. Even though you're a type that's good against me, you're still so bad. So there you go. So let's talk about this new unnamed Dragon Age product. Don't get paralyzed. Nice. I don't know if that Pokemon has static as an ability, but I thought there was a pretty decent chance it might. Most electric types have it, at least in the early games when they still had abilities, or when they first introduced abilities and they didn't have a million different kinds of every Pokemon like they have now. So, this new unnamed Dragon Age thing. Alright, so let's talk about the bad stuff first. I am worried that straight off, it's going to be just like Dragon Age Inquisition. Just a whole bunch of fetch questy bullshit with the actual interesting stuff buried in these huge maps. I'm afraid that just like Inquisition, there's going to be a huge focus on crafting. Oh, God, I hate crafting. I could just yell for days. The reason I hate crafting is because almost always the best weapons are only obtained through crafting. So there's no reason to not craft. So you have to do it, which means you have to do this whole thing where you got to find all these items to do your crafting with, and you got to focus entirely on that. And it's just and if the crafting is done badly, like in Dragon Age Inquisitions, where the highest quality of item, which is called a Fade Touched, and keep in mind, I'm not sure if this has been patched out in one of the later patches. I'm not sure if they're still patching into the game, but there used to be a thing where basically the Fade Touched items you'd get were no, not predefined. So you have this item called Fade Touched, and basically, in order to make a masterwork item, you have to use fade touched things. But the masterwork status it was based on chance, and the chance was tied to the fade touched item. So you could have a bunch of fade touch stuff that simply does not have the proper chance amount for you to be able to turn an item into this super powerful item. So that was really annoying and dumb. Dragon's Age Inquisition had that. I hope whatever game that they're gonna make soon does not have that, and that they do something else with it. Yeah. So who knows? Obviously, whatever. But that's something that I'm worried about because it's a game that I would like to play. Yeah. I mean, obviously, obviously, microtransactions of any kind are best avoided. And I think it would be great if the game had a smaller focus in terms of story. I'm not saying like a town, like say Dragon Age 2, but for instance, a country like in Dragon Age Origins. Even though in Origins you are like fighting a thing that will destroy the world, it's set in this a country. There are other countries outside of your country that you hear about in the game and have have their motivations. They have other stuff that happens in them. So that's nice. It helps the game feel. It helps the world feel real. When the whole world feels as if it depends on exactly your actions, it can make games a little dull. Like you're like, okay, I know what's going on here. Did I miss a thing? I feel like I might have missed a ladder. All right, whatever. I'm sorry, people. I probably missed a ladder at some point. But whatever. I mean, we're just doing this for a podcast. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna even keep playing this game at any point. There you go. Team Rocket. They're bad guys. So that's some stuff I'm worried about. Stuff I hope. Well, I already talked about the stuff I really hoped about. Oh, but the one big thing: programmable tactics. Dragon Age Origins had a thing whereby you could create a statement of if-then you could create a set of if-then statements that controlled how your party reacted to stuff, and they had a lot of options. So like if for instance if you're a mage, and obviously as a mage you don't have a lot of health, so you want to avoid being attacked. Like if you have some enemy that's attacking you like physically directly, you can actually set a programmable condition that tells one of your other partners to come in and start attacking that person attacking you, so that the heat would be taken off you. So you could really build the game around how you wanted to play it and how you wanted your party to act. Dragon Age Inquisition totally removed that. I don't know if Dragon Age 2 had it. I know that it was not as necessary in that game since all the classes were a little more combat oriented, let's say. But in Dragon Age Inquisition, they like kind of had a version, but it was like super half-assed. It only had like 4 slots for things, and they were really simple. It was like take health potion when at X, do like use X move if you're at this kind of stamina. Not really helpful stuff. It should be based around how the player is working and the enemies around you. So it'd be great if they brought that back, because that made Dragon Age Origins a delight. Because, for instance, I usually play as like a rogue in those games because if I'm being honest, rogues are the only class that have usually some kind of backstab things. You actually have to be in a specific position to do a move, because that the AI is really bad at that. So I just play as the class to save the AI the trouble. But I could design the rest of my team, like a tank and a mage, around how I play as a rogue, and so the whole thing works really cohesively, and the combat isn't frustrating, annoying. You don't have to constantly repeat the same battles over and over again. You can make progression. You can play the fucking game. So it'd be great if this new Dragon Age project actually had that. I don't know if it will. I'm gonna say it won't, but I mean, I can be optimistic. you know, like that's like once every like 18 years. I can consider being optimistic. Oh, God. All right, so we're actually getting pretty close to done with this, because I'm only gonna do like an hour and 10 of this. Because guess what, people? I got a life and I got stuff I got to do. But what was I talking about? So let's talk about this game. Let's talk about Pokemon. I was talking earlier about Pokemon Silver and why I goddamn love that game. I'm gonna explain to you, my fine friend, a tad more. So in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, you had 151 of these pocket-related monsters. You could catch them. There were gyms. They had items. They had TMs. You had stats, right? But there were some huge issues in the original game. Some of it was bug stuff, like for instance, Psychic type was way OP. It did not have a single weakness in the original game because the one type that was actually supposed to be strong against it, which is Ghost type, actually ended up being, I believe, ineffective against Psychic at all. Like, as in it would not do any damage. Also, on that note, there was only like one Ghost move, and that was a Lick, I think, which was a physical type move that I think that no Ghost actually had the stats to use well, so it was basically useless. The only other pretty okay type against Psychic was Bug, but almost all Bug moves are garbage except for a Twin Needle, which is only learned by Beedrill, and Psychic types were faster than Beedrill almost all the time, so it was kind of like there was no point really. Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh? But some other issues with Pokemon Red and Blue. You can only hold 20-something items or something in your backpack. A real headache. You had to like shuffle items in and out constantly. And there was always some stuff you had to carry. So that was annoying. Other stuff. Other thing. You couldn't tell how much damage moves did, which seems like a real oversight. Like if you look back on it, but you literally like didn't know which moves did which damage. You kind of just had to like. As a kid, I didn't care because I was like, oh, I got my War Turtle and he learned Bubble. Well, I got Water Gun now. That's probably better. And then I would teach him Water Gun, and it was better. And you could kind of figure it out. It's not like it was impossible, but it was not easy. Oh, is this the one? Oh no, this isn't the one trainer. Actually, here's a fun fact. In the original Pokemon Red and Blue, the trainer I'm facing right now from Rocket actually has like a level 16 Raticate. That's actually like. It's actually pretty tough for this area in the game, and you're not really expecting it. It was kind of interesting and challenging, but obviously that's gone now because everything has to be easy for everybody because we're all just babies. But all right, because I have like no time left. But Pokemon Silver took everything that Pokemon Red and Blue did and made it better. You can now hold more items, and you have an actual like pack. You have a pack. You have a backpack that had slots for different items. You can tell what things is. You could hold more stuff. There's more types of monsters you can get. They added Steel and Dark. They added all new moves. They added at least 100 more Pokemon. I think like 120 more Pokemon. They improved the graphics. They improved the sound. What else? You could tell how much damage moves did. And they split the special stat, which covers your special attack and defense in Pokemon Red and Blue, into special attack and special defense. Which means that some Pokemon, like Alakazam, for instance, were now no longer like omnipotent, because Alakazam had a super high speed. It had a very high special stat, which means special attack and defense, and it had what was it, a recover as a move that it could learn. So it could just keep getting its health back. It's very quick and very hard to kill, and super strong against every other type. So there you go. It improved everything. Also, the game had a cool look. It kind of had a Japanese influence in terms of all the buildings and the architecture, and the game just looks beautiful. Like such great sprite art. Like the Pokemon look great. The enemy trainers look great. The gym leaders, the towns, all of it looks wonderful. Whereas in these games, at least for me, in Gen 3, everything looks a little too clean. Everything's too like, I don't know. It's too neat. I really like I like a Gen 2. To me, it's the perfect balance of like how things should look, but still sprite art. Anyways, on that note, people, I believe we're going to stop here. Thank you very much for joining me on this podcast. Hopefully, normal schedule resumes next week, but I'm not positive. I'm just going to, I can't say it will because everything has gone wrong this past month, but hopefully stuff resumes as normal. Hope everybody has a good day, morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. I hope you've enjoyed this little Pokemon podcast. Let me know if you want me to keep playing this game at some point. I love these games. I will gladly play the Pokemon games. It'll be like 800 episodes, and I'm sure Matt will hate it, but who cares? If you want it, I'll play it. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry, everybody. I have to say it once. Smash that subscribe button for me. Can we get 20,000 likes? And I'll see everybody some other point. Goodbye, everybody.